Hello guys, welcome back to another FIFA 21 video. Today I'm on FUTBin and I'm going to be sort of doing a complete review of all of the Saudi League Team of the Season cards that have been released yesterday. I know I'm doing this a day late, they did come out yesterday, but I've never done a video like this before, a review on an entire Team of the Season. So I just had to sort of think about it, plan what I was going to do, and that is pretty much why I'm doing it a bit later. But I've also had time to see the players properly, see what they're like, and also then I can give a proper review on all the cards that came out. So as you can see on the screen, these are all the new cards that have been added. Ignore all the ones at the bottom row, they are all Premier League ones. And then the top row is all the Saudi League ones, and the same with the middle row is there's 3 Saudi League ones, as you can see where my mouse is on the left side. The rest of them aren't Saudi League, obviously. The top left one is obviously Haaland's player of the month, ignore that one as well. So all the way from Guanca here and Petros down here, Benega down here, are all Saudi League players. So they start with 85 is the lowest rated one, and then 91 is the highest rated one. So I'm going to give a review on some of these cards, obviously not every single one, but the main ones. We're going to start with the lowest rated one here, down here. Right, so this is a card here. Obviously, first card here is 90 pace, 85 shooting, 83 passing, 86 dribbling, 83 physical, the main stats for a cam. Very, very cheap. All these Saudi players are very cheap, which is why they're actually quite good sometimes. No one really has a Saudi League, so I'm just listening that they're very cheap. But this card in particular isn't very good at all. One stat, 90 rated. It's not even above 90, it's just 90. I don't recommend picking up this card. Obviously, he's the lowest rated here, so there'll be no reason to pick him up anyway. But I don't recommend picking him up, or pretty much any of the players that are very, very low rated on this list. So here, if I go back out to the main page, you can see all the players that have been added. Once again, I have to go new players. So anyone sort of up to maybe about here is pretty much just a complete, just don't even think about buying them really, especially the goalkeepers. They're just going to be so useless for your team. These 3 here at the bottom are the main ones you want to be thinking about. Even these ones here, 89 ones, we'll have a look at those, but I don't think they're going to be very useful either. So that is not a too bad card. 92 shooting is pretty good. The pace is a little bit bad because he's probably going to be quite clunky if he's that slow pace. Let's look at his stats here. His balance is only 81, which isn't great. Agility is 82, which is also very bad. So that isn't very good in general there. So I wouldn't recommend going with him. His 48k is actually very cheap for a striker like that. Where is his weak foot? And his so you can see he's got 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot, which probably isn't good enough at this point in the game really, just to have that in your team. So we can now try and get onto the other cards, and the main ones, which are the sort of ones you actually want to be buying, and not the rest of these. Obviously Saudi League, one of the worst leagues in Team of the Season, but there are a few players here, which is why I'm making this video, as a lot of people just skip straight over it, but there are honestly a couple of cards here which is so actually very good really. And the main ones I'm talking about is Benega and Romarinho. I think that's how you say their names. 90 and 91 rated. Petros is pretty good. I haven't really looked at him too much in detail, but these are the main 2 I want to be going over, these 2 here. I'm going to start with Romarinho, if that's how you say his name. He is a very expensive card, 320k, which is very expensive. For some reason doesn't have a price on PlayStation or PC, but roughly is going to be roughly this much really, maybe even be a bit more on the other consoles. But he is a very, very good for a card for a cam. Personally, I would recommend using him in striker instead, and the reason to use him in striker instead is mainly because of his balance and agility. 99 agility, 99 balance, and obviously very, very fast, 97 pace by default. I even maybe picking up this card myself. Is such a good card. 78 physical is obviously not too big of a deal for a striker. His passing is great for a striker. He's obviously a very good cam, but I think I'd rather play him in striker. I'd rather play a slightly more all-rounded player in midfield. 5'9" makes him very good. He also does have lean body type, high attacking work rate. He's just such a good striker card. As you can see, body type is lean. He's honestly such a good card. 4-star isn't too great, but that's sort of a minimum. 4-star is very much acceptable. That isn't too bad. His composure isn't too good, but you can put a finisher on him and it should upgrade that there. So I do recommend thinking about looking at this card. Honestly, a lot of people probably skipping over all these Saudi players, but they can be so good. As you can see, finisher does get his dribbling up to 99, doesn't upgrade his composure. Is there anything that upgrades his composure? Doesn't know that there's going to be. I can pretty much press on everything until it comes up here. Yeah, there's nothing here that's going to upgrade his composure, but that isn't too important. Composure is pretty much, it's quite a weird stat, that one. It's quite brief in what it does. But honestly, this card is just so good. I do recommend taking a look at him. Even if you're not going to buy him, he is a very, very good card to use. Obviously, he's from Saudi, so it's very hard to get links. But Brazilian is one of the best nations. You can link to Neymar, you can link to R9 if some of you have him. Or personally, I have him. If you don't have him, obviously that's fine. He can link to other Brazilian players as well. Paulinho's FUT birthday is a very, very good card. you can also link to him. And the last one is going to be Banega, down here, new players, and here he is. So he's 207k, a bit cheaper, but he's such an all-rounded midfielder. Honestly, I might get him as well just to link to the other guy. They're just such underrated cards on this game. I think he's 4-star, 4-star as well. Yeah, he is, which isn't too bad as well. He's obviously body type is average, but he is a general centre mid. You wouldn't play him as striker, more of a CDM really. He's just a very, very good card in general. His work rates are pretty good. 5'9" isn't too bad. Makes him very good at dribbling, but you can see his stats are very good there. So you can see if you put a basic chemistry style on him, you can just see how well around his stats are. 3 stats above 90, lowest is 86, which is pace, which is one of the most irrelevant stats really, especially for a centre mid, which is where you should probably play him. It's such an all-rounded card. Obviously more of a CGM than centre mid, but probably a little bit too high attackingly to be a centre mid, to be a CDM, especially with high attacking work rate. But honestly, these two cards are very good. I do recommend taking a look at a couple of the Saudi players if you haven't already. If they just skipped over you because you're not interested at all, maybe just take a look at a couple of these. This guy's very cheap, 300k on PlayStation, 207k on Xbox. Honestly, these two cards here, the rest I do admit aren't very good whatsoever. But Banega and Mourinho are just such good cards. These two, they are so good pretty much against a lot of teams. Maybe not quite a very end game, but they are very, very good cards for their price. Argentinian and Brazilian does make them pretty good links to some people as well, saying that Saudi players, unlike some of the others up here, from completely random countries. So that is everything for this video. First time doing a sort of team of the season review. So if it didn't go too well, let me know in the comments what I could do to improve these. But that's going to be everything for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.